Since the release of Overwatch 2, people have liked to make fun of the fact that Overwatch 2 is just a reskinned 5v5 version of Overwatch 1, and while that's not necessarily wrong, there's actually some positive changes that are happening, and it's something that, honestly, I didn't expect. When I first started playing around December of 2017, I've had around 5 years of experience with playing Overwatch as a casual player, somewhere around the gold to silver elo. And one thing that was always consistent with the Overwatch community was the fact that updates took forever to come out, especially when Bridget, or however you want to say her name, released. She was so broken that she changed the whole entire meta, and Overwatch barely shifted anything for what seemed like months on end. And that's why, especially to old players, these new changes are so significant. John Spector recently tweeted, in a series of tweets, specifically 4 out of 5, this is the one that we're going to be looking at, he said that, "We just used a hotfix earlier today to address a collision issue on Shenbai, and the team is also planning to use that system to make quick hero balance changes later this week, based on the early read of Season 2 hero performance." Now, what's so good about that is the fact that they have now implemented a hotfix system where they can easily push out something that can help make the game better. Whereas compared to Overwatch 1, it felt like at minimum there was a week gap. Whereas in a couple of days since this issue has been found, it has already been solved. And this is where Aaron Keller comes in. Using that same system, he says, the team is looking at potential changes for Sojourn, Doomfist, Ramatra, Roadhog, and Tracer, with the planned balance patch changes coming later this week. So he tweeted this on December 12th, I believe. So in a matter of 3 or 4 days, we're assuming that it's going to be released either Thursday or Friday, December the 15th or December the 16th. This is an unprecedented change to the Overwatch community as a whole, because now it feels like we can actually get our feedback listened to. And relating to Sojourn, Doomfist, Sojourn broken, Doomfist broken, Ramatra could use some tweaks, Roadhog, Tracer also broken. Aside from that, there are also people like Hammond, Reinhardt, Junker Queen that need changes as well. Specifically for Hammond, it's hard to say exactly what he could need because Hammond is a very well-designed tank. When I played tank, he's the main off-tank that I played. But it's very hard to balance that kit for a solo tank. But with this new hotfix update, we might be able to see small little fixes implemented just to see what changes happen to Wrecking Ball's play rate. And while there is pushback for Season 2, specifically with the Battle Pass and other forms of monetization, something along the lines of this hotfix feature suggests that Season 2 is actually progression in the game. It's more than just, new skins for you to buy. Because what Blizzard is trying to do is make it more fun for the players, because they can now change what we want to change. And that just means less hate for Blizzard, and it's a win-win situation, because now that they're actually listening to the community might be more inclined to purchase their in-game currency, their in-game battle pass, and other things, so on. And not even from Overwatch 1 is this a big deal, but from Overwatch Season 1, it's a big change. Because of the fact that whenever we said something that frustrated us, the updates just came too slowly, and it just felt like we had a wall between us and the developers. And personally, I am excited to see how Overwatch changes from this, where we can get a fast change from a buff for a hero that turns out to be way too much. Something like Tracer, whose play rate has skyrocketed, someone like Doomfist, whose play rate has skyrocketed, because their kit is now way too much. And now we're going to be able to get those fast changes, which can just make the game more balanced rather than having to deal with that broken meta and being forced to play it yourself in order to compete. And it's not going to be an easy thing for the Blizzard developers to do, because of the fact that they have so many heroes with so many different nuances that they have to change, that while this hotfix lets them make the changes fast, they also have to calculate them fairly decently so they don't accidentally mess up the whole entire thing. So rather than being like maybe once every week at the most, or every 2 weeks, or maybe a month or something, they can take a couple of days. and a couple of days isn't bad compared to what it was. Now eventually people will get used to it, and they're going to ask for faster and faster changes, better and better changes, and that's where they will get limited, and maybe there will be some conflict there. But in terms of just this new system alone, just in the last couple of days that this was announced, the positive feedback from the community has been insane, and it just shows in what a good direction Blizzard is heading. Genuinely, I am impressed. Dare I say, even proud of all of this, because it just brings back the hope that this game can still last. This community that has been created can still exist and have a positive, thriving future. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll be looking forward to reading your comments. I'll try to respond to as many as I can, but it is finals week, so if I just drop off the face of the earth, you know why. As well, GG easy.